All right. Waking up in the dream. What a wonderful thing to do. What an exciting time to be alive. I love it. Are you excited? It's a gorgeous rainy day here in Thailand, Sunday morning. And I wanted to come on and share some inspiration around what is occurring right now. And we're basically going through a period of upgrading and remembering and reactivating our DNA and our understanding that we are 100% unlimited. And I know that a lot of people know this because there is an inner knowing to this, and yet we're still all running programs. This is a program, whether it's a positive belief or a negative belief or a wound or a trauma or a thought of lack or a thought of I'm surrounded by abundance. It's still a program, but recognizing the programs, and we're constantly upgrading the programs, is really, really, really key. Let me turn down my AC here a little bit. Still warm here, even though it's rainy, and I love it. Everything is so green. So what are we talking about here when we're talking about upgrading, activating our internal programming, and remembering? It's basically going in and uncovering any limiting beliefs and understanding how to dismantle those and upgrade those at the subconscious level. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to pop them in because in the comments, because you're all part of this, you know, and it helps others to understand a little deeper rather than me just talking for the whole time. So if you have any questions on clearing limiting beliefs, anything that you're experiencing as far as aha moments or challenges, because we've all got challenges until we don't. There's constant tests or things to play with and observe to keep reminding us and tapping on our shoulder that, hey, remember, this maybe doesn't feel good. Do you remember? You're unlimited. Or do you have someone to forgive? Do you have judgments to clear? Any programs that feel uncomfortable, that feel limiting, if you have any questions around that, pop them in. Basically, we're learning the difference between consciously and intentionally programming and creating our reality from the moment we awaken in the morning. Before those 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running, we intentionally and consciously program our reality. And mine goes something like this. First thing I do is I love on all of these trillions of cells that are all consciously aware and awake in my body. Okay? They're all aware and they're paying attention to every single thought, all my feelings, my vibration, my self-love, or my shame or my guilt or whatever it is, they're paying attention. So the first thing that I do is I go in and I love on all of them and I thank them for unconditionally loving me since I've been in the womb. That relaxes my body. That begins to clear my mind. I drop down into my heart. And then I consciously and intentionally create how my reality is going to show up. My reality timelines. You can think of every one of those dots as a different timeline that are all happening now, not in the future. They're all happening now. So anything that you can think of, it's already playing out. Reversing your aging, completely healed body, pain-free, all your DNA is activated and you can see in multiple timelines at once. Whatever it is that you desire, don't limit yourself. If you have a limiting belief, just catch it and go, oh, isn't that interesting? I just had a limiting belief. Now I have the awareness that I had a limiting belief or a fear or a doubt pop up. And I can use these tools to go in and subconsciously reprogram my mind to create a different outcome. And so this process isn't really difficult or hard. It's just a matter of observing and recognizing and feeling. That's the key. When you can feel a judgment, or you can feel the ego's propensity to react automatically, to defend itself or whatever, that's when you catch yourself. You train yourself to feel these automatics, and you begin to observe with a higher level of awareness. And you begin to uncover things that were running on automatic for decades. And when you begin to go through this process, it's completely life-changing. That our subconscious is creating every single thing that shows up in our reality, everything. So the only thing that makes sense to do is to go in and examine it, put it under a microscope, gently and lovingly, but be 100% honest and go, okay, I'm still having issues around money. I still haven't attracted my soulmate, or, that's one of my desires. However, do you truly love yourself? Have you gone in and looked at and done the inner healing? Because if you haven't, then you can't attract a soulmate or a mate. I think soulmate might be a term that's overused and people cling to it. It's just my personal belief, because I question everything, especially things that we tend to cling to make us feel better, because it's important to look at that stuff. So, any questions around internal programming, challenges, anything coming up for you, anything to look at? Right now, I don't know about you, but everything's being revealed. Everything's being revealed. And the majority of this stuff, many of us have already known this stuff for 10 or 20 years, and we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Some of you even longer. The amount of time that you've been awake doesn't really matter. It's just the point that finally this is all coming in to the collective and people are waking up, and all is being revealed and dismantled. The light is illuminating the dark. And what an incredible time to be alive. And also the fact that you chose to be here at this time. So when we talk about upgrading and activating our internal programming, what does that mean? For me, it means becoming aware, number one, that I'm unlimited. So if I have any limiting beliefs at all, I can feel them, and I go in and I go through the process that's in the book, Waking Up in the Dream, and I begin to dismantle it, and I begin to reprogram myself consciously. And so every day when I awaken and I go to intentionally and consciously create my reality, what I'm going to magnetize into my reality. You either are consciously and intentionally doing this every day, and then from moment to moment to moment, and you're coming back to it, because if you're in the present moment, you're not thinking about, am I consciously creating my reality? No, you're living it. But when we have a less than thought, belief, trigger, fear, doubt, or a reaction that doesn't come from love, joy, excitement, gratitude, or compassion, we learn to feel that in the body, and we go, okay, there's a program to dismantle. And we just go through it gently, but we do it with curiosity, not like, oh shit, In the beginning, when you begin to notice your limiting programs, beliefs, or fears, you might feel overwhelmed, like you've got a lot of them, because we do have a lot of them, or we did. We were programmed. The post that I did this morning, every single belief that we took on was given to us without our choice. We were all programmed from our parents' beliefs, our grandparents, if we had them, the people we grew up around, the school system we were in, the television, other people's opinions, neighbors, friends. And if we believed and agreed with what they believed in, then we got along. However, if we began to question things and challenge other people's beliefs, what happened? Well, they would usually become triggered or have an automatic reaction. So going along with the crowd was the safe way. Well, then there's people like us that say, fuck that. I didn't come here to go along with the crowd. I came here to remember and reactivate and be able to go on the most incredible roller coaster through the darkness, because I'm the light. I'm going back to the light. I can never die. No matter what, I'm going to remember. So if I'm up there floating around and I have no disease and my body doesn't age and there's no lack and I don't even need food, I don't need money, I don't need any of this, that's cool for a while. But then there was an invitation, a really incredible invitation to come down here at this specific time. Look at this specific time, okay? You can go back in history, and a lot of it's been fake and covered up and everything, but anybody that's paying attention or willing to be honest can look at it and go, wow, we were basically enslaved for thousands of years, if not longer. And look what's happened in the last 20 years, let alone the last 100. All this stuff is being exposed. There's no mistake. This isn't, I'll see it when I believe it. It's happening. You chose to be here. If you're even listening to me at all for 2 minutes, something within you is going, maybe this guy, might be saying something. And I'm not telling you what to believe. No. I'm inviting you to question everything, including your longest held beliefs. And to keep doing it over and over and over. Because as you upgrade, as we upgrade, as the collective upgrades, as these light codes are flooding the planet, whether it's, the sun or anything else that we're not even aware of, we're being upgraded. And it's a guarantee that that's going to continue. And the only thing that could stop you from upgrading is the unwillingness to look at your programming or any wounds or trauma. We've all got them. Fuck, it's traumatic coming into a 3D body when you're an unlimited divine being. You've got to lower your frequency. Then you have to forget every single thing you knew. That's pretty badass assignment to go, yeah, I'll go down there and do that. Are you kidding me? Give yourself a frickin' high five right now, or 10 of them. You're a master if you're here and you're listening to this. Not because I'm saying it, because the frequency of the message is resonating. And there's an invitation to go a little bit deeper. I never, ever, ever tell people what to believe. I always tell them to question everything. Even anything I say, anything else anybody else says. You've got to put your belief system underneath a microscope. And you can do it while having fun. It's a blast. Yeah, you might uncover some things that you don't necessarily like or that scare you or that you're not sure about, or you're not sure if you're really creating your reality or if you can really manifest more money because currently you might be having a little bit of difficult time or whatever. It's okay. Keep observing and asking with curiosity, what is this trying to show me or teach me right now from moment to moment to moment throughout your day. What is what I'm feeling or thinking or even reacting to, lovingly, excitedly, or fear-based judgment, judging others? It's a program. I know it really well. I was a judgeaholic. I was taught to be as part of my soul contract in Catholic schools, private Catholic schools. So I could see the program. I thought judging was the way that we pointed out everything that was wrong, and that would somehow fix it. What I didn't realize was everything I judged, I was magnetizing more of that to show up in my reality. And you've got to be able to see this program in order to delete it. Any questions? Any questions or comments about anything that I'm sharing? It's always the first person that is either brave enough or just intuitive enough to pop in a question, and then everybody else goes, oh, okay, now it's safe to engage. It's safe in here. There's no judgment whatsoever. We're all just evolving together. And the more that we join together and we're willing to share different ideas without judgment, as long as we're not projecting our beliefs or programming onto other people, then we're all going to rise together. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to pop them in. Any questions? How do I upgrade? How do I dismantle a limiting belief? How do I dismantle a fear? What's the process that you use every day that you teach your clients to identify all these limiting beliefs or programs? Questions. Somebody's got to have a question. Okay. So in this book, Waking Up in the Dream, there's a process. And the process is simple. Even young teenagers have gone through this course and done it. And it's actually easier for them because they have less decades of programming than their parents. And they're actually more curious and enthusiastic about it. It doesn't have to be hard or difficult, people. It doesn't have to be hard or difficult. That's a belief to delete. Everything is always magically showing up for me. Can you feel that? Do you feel like I'm faking that? Like I'm faking that belief? No. Because I program my reality with that first thing every single morning and throughout the day and before I go to sleep at night. I program my subconscious. And in the beginning, when you're programming your subconscious, it might not fully believe that what you're telling it or what you're desiring to install as your new program, it might not override all of the times that you've had that belief or you've been holding on to it for decades since you were a child. That's okay. The key is to be able to realize when you go to program your preferred reality for abundance or health or reversing your aging or whatever it is, attracting anything, that you can feel whether or not you're excited about it, and you can feel within your body when you claim it is already here now. When I take clients through this process, we look at anything that may need to be cleared, trauma, we've all got them. And then we begin to look at the belief system and we reprogram. However, we can also map out 6 or 12 month step-by-step programs for them becoming mentors, coaches, healers, vegetarians, gardeners, chefs, artists, whatever they are passionate about, whatever their burning soul purpose is, or just one of them. You can have more than one soul purpose or desire. So we do map some things out in a time frame because we're in 3D here. But this is key. When you go to consciously and intentionally create your reality first thing every morning or throughout the day, you always claim and feel that the desire is already here now. You feel it and know it, like a little kid on Christmas who just opened that present that he knew he was going to get, that he was, desiring, or on a birthday, 2 fake days, but you understand why I'm using the example. So you can tell when you go to program your subconscious whether the new belief is resonating or if there's still a little bit of doubt or unsurety around it. That's okay. It's the process. We've all been programmed, some of us more than others, and some of us have been running those programs. I journey with people that are 6, 7, 8 decades young, and they've been running a belief system of something that happened to them when they were a child by their father or their mother or one of their exes 30 years ago. They've still been running that program. As soon as they begin to go through this process and observe it, they're like, oh my God, I just been recreating that same frickin' thing because I've been holding that same wound, judgment, or belief within my frequency, and I've been magnetizing more proof of what I was holding. And I didn't want to hold it, but I didn't frickin' know that I was magnetizing more of what I was believing, claiming, angry at, resentful about, judging, feeling, lack, shame, guilt. I was just attracting more timelines and people to mirror that to me in lack of money or, whatever it is. Hey, Tamara, great to see you. Whenever I see your name, I never know if I'm pronouncing it right because some people go by Tamara, some people go by Tamara, but great to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Robs is here. Hey, Robs. Robs always has something good to share. I'm available for love in my life. After many years of neglected and very sad magic, learning to trust and allow. Yeah. Good for you, brother. Now, here's what gives me goosebumps. When somebody shares some honest truth about themselves, they have an aha moment. They're honest. Okay, I'm available for love in my life. After many years of a neglected and very sad marriage, I'm learning to trust and allow this new relationship to begin. However, I'm going to add a couple words here, and I usually don't do that, but I'm a little unsure and reluctant to be in the relationship. Am I getting that right, brother? I don't know, but I can relate to that because I'm like such a lover, and I know the power of being with an incredibly intelligent and consciously aware woman. And yet I'm so free right now in my life, living in Thailand, doing what I love, hanging out with the wild jungle doggies, being in nature every day, playing guitar at night, recording, hanging out with the animals. Hey, Jill, great to see you. Good afternoon, Jill from Australia. So yeah, Rob, I don't know if you have anything else you want to throw in about that, but as this comes up, does anybody have anything they'd like to share, or does anybody have a question? Yeah, unconditional forgiveness is the key. We've got to forgive everyone, and we've got to forgive ourselves. And thank you for sharing this. I'm not sure who you are, but I know who you are because I am. So thank you for sharing that. And let me go a little bit deeper on this because this is super, super key. This is a huge part of the waking up in the dream process. It's the first part of the process of understanding how to identify a wound, a trauma, or a limiting belief. Okay, when we talk about forgiveness, this is huge because the majority of people that I journey with, my clients, I don't like to call them clients, my teachers, the people that show up as part of my soul contract. Oh, hey, Alice Marie. Hi. Love the doggy, but yeah. How could we not? I mean, These dogs are holding such a high frequency if they haven't been wounded or abused. It's unbelievable to go on these walks every morning with 10 or 11 wild dogs that they don't go on walks with other people. I'm not saying I'm so great. It just took me months and months and months to gain their trust. And now they run up to me every morning, and it's like they could go for walks all day long by themselves, and I'm sure they do. But when I show up, it's like there's this pack that I got adopted into. And to walk through the woods above the dam and all that water and listen to nothing but the birds and the insects and have all those dogs surrounding me, it's priceless. So getting back to this, unconditional forgiveness. This is a super huge key, people. So here's something that's really easy to do, okay? How do you know if there's anything left to heal? Just ask yourself, do I have anyone left to forgive? Am I still holding any resentment towards anyone, including myself? And for me, I'm asking this right now because I do this all the time with myself and my clients. And I have to be 1,000% honest right now that I'm still a little bit pissed. There's still a little bit of energy from one of my, what used to be my best friends, that we were going to start a car business together of collectible cars. And I gave him $20,000 to go deal with this other guy that was already doing it and was teaching us. And my friend stole my money. And I've never heard from him since. We were best friends, hung out every single day, played guitar, music, hung out at the beach, partied together, frickin' had deep conversations about undoing conscious awareness and stuff. And yeah, so, okay. So let me thank you guys for engaging here, because this really helps everybody. I come on and talk and I go, does anybody even want to hear anything I have to say? And I get ready and I get a couple notes ready to go, okay, well, let me present some starting thing. And then I intend that some people are going to show up and join in so we can all learn from each other. So thank you for, showing up. So whatever triggers us. Totally. Okay, Jill's got a great question. So how do you know? Okay, so when you say, how do you know, I'm not exactly sure what you're referencing, but if you're asking, how do you know if you've got anybody to forgive, you just ask yourself, is there anybody that I'm still holding judgment around? Is there anybody that I still feel like they did something to me that I don't like, whether it was my father, my mother, grandparent, whatever? Okay, so, okay, cool. Okay, thanks, Jill, for that confirmation. So, okay, so here's the get out of hell free card or solution. You don't have to believe me when I say this, but it will free you. Every single thing that's happened to you or me in this lifetime was part of an agreed upon soul contract, which means that you agreed to it before you came here. Now, I'll say this again because I say this a lot because it's key. When somebody told me that 3 or 4 decades ago, I was like, nope, there's no way I would have ever chosen this amount of pain and suffering in this lifetime. There's no way I would have chosen that. Well, I agree with you on that line of thinking, because an unlimited divine being, why would we have chosen pain and suffering or lack or struggle or shame or guilt? Why? Because we got a master's invitation to come down to this planet at this time of great change and healing. And we had it built in to our system already. So we knew that even though we had to forget, We had to be traumatized coming into this body, going through the Rockefeller hospital system. I've told you what happened to me in the hospital, and it happened to a lot of men and a lot of people. It was highly, highly traumatic on the day of my birth. Okay? But here's the key. We knew that we would awaken. We knew that at some point that we would remember. Okay, Tamara's having an aha moment. Yeah. If you'd like to share what your aha moment is or whatever, if you feel like you'd like to share, you're welcome to. If you don't feel comfortable, that's totally cool too. But this is a non-judgmental zone, man. We're all healing. We're all activating. We're all elevating. So, okay, cool. Hi, Teresa. Okay. I love this honesty because I totally get this. Yeah. I'm going to Tibetan bell moment. Okay. Forgiving myself is harder. Yep. I totally get it. I'm right there with you. Yeah. That's why I have people do mirror exercises every day when they go through the process, the 30-day or the 90-day or whatever, because it has to consistently be done. You can't just go into the mirror one time and go, I love you. Okay, I got to brush my teeth and get ready. You've got to really feel it. You've got to really look deeply into your eyes and be honest. Do I truly, truly, truly love myself? And when you say I love you, I guarantee if you don't, that for me, the voice used to come up, no, you don't. You're just saying that because you were told to say that, and you were told that self-love is the answer and it will help heal you. But you don't love yourself. Remember all those times you did this and this and this and were stupid and did this and were drunk and you did this and you said this and that. Yeah, but I love you. I love you. I love you no matter what. I fucking love you. And I'll do anything to go in and heal that stuff and make it right with anybody because I'm committed to it. And I understand that unless I heal, I'm going to keep attracting things that are going to mirror that I need to heal. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it together. We're doing it. We're doing it. You know? Super, super, super key. So all I can say is that it's a rinse and repeat. You know? You look in the mirror, you're brushing your teeth. You got to do it every day, right? So you're in the mirror, and I begin my day because it's a test. Number one, I want to affirm I love this guy. Because for a long, long time, I did not. I was trapped in shame and guilt and all the programming from society and from the Catholic Church. Fuck. You kidding me? That's why it was part of my soul contract to go through it at 7 years young and be placed into private Catholic schools with angry, pissed off nuns. And I could see the program running on day one. I didn't know anything about programming or conscious awareness or any of that, but I could feel it. And my intuition was spot on. These nuns are pissed off and angry, and every day is Judgment Day. Every day is Judgment Day. And me and my best friend, we were straight A and B students. We were model students. But we were in trouble all the time. Why? For the simple fact that we questioned everything because it was built into our intuition and our soul, our remembrance. So that was part of my soul contract. So whatever is part of your soul contract, that's what you're going to experience to help to clear for yourself, your lineage, your family's lineage, and then the collective. Yeah. So the question to ask always, whenever we're triggered or we have a less than thought or a doubt or a feeling of lack, is the short question is, what is the gift here? Well, it's not a gift. I can't even pay my rent. No, what is the gift here? The longer version is, what is this trying to show me or teach me about me to look at on a little deeper level so that I can clear whatever belief it is, subconscious belief or wound, so I can clear it and move into higher timelines of healing, unlimited abundance, joy, self-love, compassion, and step more fully into my soul mission and purpose that I came here to do. You're already doing it on one level, but there's this thing inside of us called a light that the more that we realize that we're unlimited, we can't settle for limiting programs anymore, because there's this burning desire of remembrance. And so this is the process of reprogramming ourselves by identifying and dismantling the limiting beliefs, wounds, programs, fears, doubts, shame, or guilt. And that's what this process teaches. And that's what I take people through. So I'm going to be doing a private group coming up, because I've already got a private group on Facebook with, I don't know, it's got a few hundred people in it, and nobody is asking questions. So it's like, I'm not going to go in there and pull people uphill. So I'm going to be doing a monthly group. I'm fleshing out the details of it now. And it's going to be a paid group where you're going to get so much more than your money's worth every month. I haven't decided on the investment yet, but it's going to be something that's going to be a no-brainer. And in that group, you're going to be surrounded by other people that are here to do the inner work. Non-judgmental people that are here to lift you up and cheer you on, but are also here to ask the deeper questions and are willing to look at any wounds or limiting programs. And the acceleration that happens in a group like this is like this. That was the intention for the group that I have on Facebook, but people just aren't, there's too much to look at on Facebook, you know? You're like scrolling for the next hit or the next like. Not that you need a like, but I mean that you like, and you're supporting all these people, because I love supporting people that are sharing truth and people that are willing to be honest. So I'm doing it as well, but at some point you've got to pull back and you go, okay, I want to support as many people as I can. I'm interested in creating leaders. I'm not interested in followers. I'm interested in supporting people that are like, man, I've got this desire. I keep having this desire, but I'm not sure. And I may be working a 9-to-5 job, or, I'm a single mom with a couple kids or whatever. And trust me, you can do anything. It's already built in. As long as you have that desire, it's already built in. It's just a matter of being supported in dismantling the limiting blocks and really beginning to consciously and intentionally program your subconscious every day until those limiting beliefs don't show up anymore. And then you may get to a ceiling where, $100K a year may be your ceiling or whatever, and it's not about the money. I know so many people that have money that are miserable. They're more worried about holding on to it than they are enjoying their life. So once you really go through this process, you realize that it's really about freedom. It's not about, when I have more money, I'll be happy. That's a bullshit belief. If you can't be happy right now, then that's what to look at, because money isn't going to make you more happy. Yes, it may ease things. It may allow you to reach more people. It may allow you to have a nicer car or to assist more people, or to, have your rent be easily paid without feeling like, fuck, every month I save a little bit of money. And then I understand. I get it. Hey, Amanda. Okay. So yeah, the group will be open, but there'll be one call a week. It'll be recorded because there's people in different time zones, and it will probably be in Zoom. I left Zoom a couple years ago and I went to StreamYard because Zoom got taken over by China, and there were some different things, but I don't know. It'll be a room that accommodates however many people desire to be in there. And yeah, it'll be video calls, and there'll be a private group for it as well, where people can ask questions, because the power of when I journey with people, I only work with 3 to 4 people a month for private mentorships, because I have no desire to get bogged down. I've done that. I used to work with 10 or 20 people a month, and it doesn't allow me to have the freedom lifestyle that keeps me excited and activated. It started to feel like work. So now I journey with 3 to 4 people a month, one-on-one. And if you're interested in doing that, that's the fast track. But the private group is great as well. And, there's a lower price point where people can, come in without being stressed, So, yeah. So I will post the details of that on my page. Well, thank you. I'm following you. Yeah, I appreciate the kind word. I receive that in my heart. Yeah. Following is a word that I don't really love, but I understand what you're saying. I've got a chapter in my book, Waking Up in the Dream, on spell words, because most people are using them, even people that are like 6-figure, spiritual, freaking famously people. And they're all using the spell words: want, wish, need, hope, try, should, going to. And I'm not trying to be anal here. I'm talking about my mastery, and what I teach is in programming the subconscious, because that's what's creating our reality. So if you're using words like want, wish, hope, need, try, should, going to, hard, or difficult, then you're programming your subconscious, and you're telling it that your desire is still not here yet. And the subconscious can only do one thing. That's your desire is either here or it's not. And you must give it the instructions with the feeling along with it. Again, like a little kid on Christmas, it knows that in that box is what he desired. That's how we manifest things beyond the little tiny prison that's called the belief system that most people are just defending over and over and over. You can see it. So yeah, it's great. So I'm glad that you are enjoying this content. That helps me, because I get ready to do a live. I pick a topic. I'm setting things up, I got a microphone. I got a backdrop here. I've got notes, and I'm like, fuck, does anybody really want to hear this? But really, I'm just reminding Jeff. And then, somebody will send me a message, or they'll send me a private message and go, I'm so glad I found you. I want to get on a free call. I'd like you to tell me what the options are to work and journey together, because this is just resonating. And I'm like, okay, great. Let's do it. Here's the link. Send me a message. We'll get on a call. And, to me, this is the most powerful. I don't even like the word work, because it's got a heavy feeling for me. I call it play, but just for the sake of this transmission, the inner work is everything. It's everything. It's everything. And Rob's, I can tell you right now, I love this. Just take off the word perhaps, and you're right on the money. Because you're here to help others. You always come on my lives. For some reason, you catch me. I guess it's time zones. I don't know whether it's your evening and it's my morning or whatever, but you're already helping people. You're the first one to comment usually, which gets other people to comment. You're rocking it, dude. You're paying attention. You're willing to be honest and vulnerable. You're a fucking rock star, dude. Our willingness to be honest and vulnerable are two of our greatest strengths that will free us. That's why when somebody comes in to do this process, we freaking go deep. I mean, you got to be willing to. And I don't make anybody go anywhere they don't want to go. Like, I don't pry. I go, what's coming up for you right now? But it's interesting that the majority of my clients are women. The men, I know there's men out there doing great work and I honor them. It's just, I don't know what it is. Maybe they have more wounding, but yeah, so I appreciate you. You're definitely here. You're already helping others, brother. So if you'd like any assistance or you've got like the desire to, do it in a bigger way or whatever, reach out and get on a call with me. I'm not going to try and sell you anything. If you decide you'd like to, do some deeper journeying, we'll do it. But I'm not going to try and do some 3D bullshit close on you like most people do. I'm not going to do it because I don't like people doing that to me. Yes, there is an investment if I'm going to, give you the last 30 years of my study and life and the tools, but, you understand that you are the abundance and you can turn that around and go help thousands or millions of other people. So it's all how you look at it, it's all how you look at it. So yeah, work is a heavy word. It is. Okay, great. Yeah, let me pop. Do I have a link in here? Yeah, here's the link. The URL at the end here, at the end of this scroll, it's portal2awakening.com / here it is, / transform. There's a very short form that there's like 4 questions. You answer them. I get an email and we set up a call. So, yeah. So anybody have any questions about anything that was covered here? I know it was kind of a lot, but anything about upgrading or activating your program? Anything about dismantling limiting beliefs, wounds? How do you program your subconscious? The process that I take people through in the book has this tracking sheet that just guides you right through it. It's just step by step every day. And then you fill it out at night. It takes you 5 or 10 minutes, and you begin to catch your judgments and your triggers. In fact, I have this ingenious tool that I came up with that is a clicker, and it's a number counter. And I have every one of my clients get one of these. And a lot of them wear it around their neck, because if they put it in their purse or whatever, it's not going to be super available. You could put it in your pocket, but I'll tell you what, man, you start to catch things and go through the process of stopping and going, okay, I just had a judgment. I just had a fear. I just had a less than thought. What is this trying to show me or teach me about me? It's not about the other person. It's never about the other person unless they're physically assaulting you or abusing you. And of course, then get out of that situation immediately. But the other person is the mirror. They're the messenger. They're the person that you agreed as part of your soul contract to trigger you or to show you that you're still in judgment. You're still in lack. You're triggered because whatever. If I do say so, it's brilliant, because I've done courses for over 25 years. I've spent over 6 figures. I've been to 3-day seminars where they got the music and the lights and you're all pumped up on the last day and they're selling their books and everything. And then a week later, I'm like, It didn't stick. Now I accept responsibility for that. I'm not saying any seminar I ever went to didn't share something of value, but none of them that I found taught me how to go in and identify the limiting beliefs, gave me a system that I could follow. Because you can't just do it for one day and go, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Y'all read that book? I read all the top books on money and the subconscious. Very few of them taught me how to go in and do what I teach. And I'm not saying it's because I'm so great. It's because I kept going, fuck, this didn't work. How come I'm doing EFT tapping and telling myself that money comes to me easily and effortlessly every day, and it's still not working? How come it's not working? I bought the book. I bought the course. Why isn't this shit working? Because they didn't teach me how to go in and dismantle the limiting beliefs, the lacks, the judgments. This does. I'm telling you. Best $33 you'll ever frickin' invest in your life. And if you can find something better, then invest in that and share that with people. I'm not saying there's nothing else out there, but I'm saying this goes right to the root, right to the wounds. It shows you how to identify them and dismantle them. It shows you how to do inner healing. It shows you how to dismantle limiting beliefs. And most importantly, after that, it quickly shows you how to reprogram your subconscious. If whatever you're doing is doing that, then right on, teach other people how to do it, because that's why we're here. So, yeah. Okay, one more share here from Amanda. If anybody has a last minute question that you've been going, man, I've been wanting to ask this question, but I'm not sure, pop it in now. Okay, so Amanda Lynn, I had a moment this week where I was like, why am I in this 3D world? Okay. Well, I can tell you why you're here right now. I just met you, so I don't know your larger purpose, but number one, you're holding a frequency just by being here. Just like the doggies are doing for us. Although the majority, well, I want to be careful with my words. Many humans believe that they are above dogs and animals, that's just the ego wanting to feel good about itself. Most dogs are above humans from what I've seen. Doesn't mean that the humans aren't going to catch up, but their belief that they're above the dogs, which are pure love. The dogs are pure love, unless they've been wounded. And I'm out there every day because I just love them. And when I wake up every morning, so anyway, your meditations are beautiful because that's who you are. That's who you're tuning into. So the invitation is to simply, if you're open to it, and I'm not saying you're not doing it because you're here now, so you're already doing it. So give yourself a high five. But, I wake up every morning and Jill, I'll answer your question in a second, and thank you for asking. I wake up every morning and I've learned to not go, this is what I want. This is what I want to manifest. No. I already know I can manifest anything if it's for my highest good. I'm already manifesting it. I'm surrounded by abundance. I mean, all I have to do is go outside and look. There's abundance everywhere. In my room here, there's abundance everywhere. I've got a computer. I've got a microphone. I've got chlorine dioxide solution that I'm drinking. I've got a Tibetan bell. I've got beautiful guitars. I've got, oh, my guitar's hung up. Yeah, I can manifest anything I desire. Most people are hung up on money, and I understand that. There's nothing wrong with that because that's how they enslaved us. But really, when you begin to go, what is it that I came here for to share with humanity? What are my unique gifts? What excites me? What do I love? What would I like do for free if we didn't have to pay to live on this planet? What would I be doing every day? Well, for me, it's being in nature. It's helping animals that I can help. It's playing and creating music with high frequencies. It's doing art. It's aligning with other people and smiling at them, uplifting them in whatever way I can, because it makes me feel good. It's not because I'm so fucking great. You're all great. You've just forgotten that you're great. And we've been taught that believing that we're great is ego. It's not if you're in the heart, because love is great. It's the highest frequency. I also love excitement. That's my favorite word, because to me, that's love and like, fuck yeah, combined. So my favorite word is excitement. But yeah, so yes, there's a book which comes with the tracking sheet, and then it tells you to get the clicker, which is a couple dollars. You can get them anywhere. And then there's an online course which has my video PowerPoint trainings, which you can get. That's on sale right now too. They're all on the website. Let me see. Here's a half price link for the book. For those watching, it says today only, but if you see the replay, you can go and get it. There's also, when you go to portal2awakening.com, there's a link for the course. So you can look at the PowerPoint trainings, what's included, and check that out. And then if anybody's interested in getting on a free 30-minute call, they usually go longer because I'm not into, oh, your time's up. I don't do time. I do feeling and transmission and connection with people. And you'll take something away, guaranteed, from the call. So let's see. I can't see the link. The link is scrolling. Maybe you're on a phone, so write down this web address, www.portal2awakening.com. And it's T-O, portal2awakening.com. It's all on my Facebook page. All this stuff you can access. I'm glad that you feel that. That makes this all worthwhile to me. Because I never know who's going to tune in or if anybody's going to show up. Yes, you are. Yeah. And I write that in capital letters with an exclamation point. So, yeah, portal2awakening.com. It's all over my page. It's on my banner on my Facebook page. And yeah, so thank you. And if you guys feel like anybody would benefit from this, please share it out in your groups. Because to me, I mean, conscious awareness is the only game in town, and raising it is the only game in town. And then sharing your gifts that you came here to share, because you have them, even if you don't believe that you have them. You have them, or you wouldn't be here and you wouldn't be resonating with this crazy dude. Yeah. You can always send me a message in Messenger, but the 30-minute discovery calls are for people that are interested in whether or not they might want to do a 30 or 90-day mentorship or some sessions. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. So yeah, if you feel that anybody would benefit from this, and I don't know who wouldn't, share it out there, because we're amplifying the field right now, and there's a lot of people waking up and going, wow, it seems like I've been lied to about everything. So they're curious, and their DNA is starting to become activated with the new codes that are coming in from the sun and everything else. So it's a wonderfully exciting time to be here. And yeah, if you're interested in getting on a call, hit me up. So big love from Thailand. Stay excited, because you came here for this. And I'm just grateful for this technology, that I'm able to connect with people all over the world. And yeah, we're here, and nothing can stop it. Nothing. So thank you for being a part of it. And I will see you all in the field. All right. Big love from